shows are archived as well. So we're now live streaming. All right.
It's getting there.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it on my
Right.
the
All
little
right.
burger here.
Okay. There we are.
You know when we're live.
All right.
Going dark.
Getting
Okay. Yeah, I can see it on my the little burger here.
Shut that down. So we don't get the double sound.
All right. Everybody got their muting protocol down?
Yep, we talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it on my
Like our masks, we got them from Move On.
Very nice. Right.
Masked but not silent. That's good.
What's that?
Still not 7. Almost 7.
Just hit me when it gets to be 7.
Okay.
Welcome to the 9th concert in our series, This Land is Our Land, sponsored by Musicians for the Greater Good. I'm Stephen Martin, your MC for the evening. And what we're doing here is we are raising funds for the Biden-Harris campaign. And you can donate at musiciansforthegreatergood.org. And we have, as of last night, raised over $3,500 for the Biden-Harris campaign. And tonight we have a great concert, including our headliner, Tom Prasado Rao, Shanna in a Dress, Matt Watroba, Chris Morgan, and Garrett Swain. And if then folks are ready to go, we'll start right off with our guy, Tom. Sisters and brothers, give it up for Tom Prasada Rao.
Hey, everybody.
Great.
All right. Well, I was thinking what I'm going to be doing 2 weeks from now, and I think I'm going to be singing this song. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear, I wake up already there, out of the darkness into the light. That's how I feel when all is wrong, even though I don't belong. Out of the darkness into the light. Out of the darkness, coming out of the darkness. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I wasn't really born to run. That's just where I'm coming from. Out of the darkness into the light. So when I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep out of the darkness into the light. Out of the darkness, There's nothing to forgive, no one to betray, nothing left to pay. Yeah, 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 yeah. One of these mornings, Lord, I swear I wake up already there, out of the darkness into the light, out of the darkness into the light.
Yes.
Great song.
And strummed on a violin. I'd never seen that. Well done. For those of you who might not know, Tom has been an unassuming presence on the folk scene since the early 90s. In 2007, he quit the road to produce records and to take a job teaching music at White Rock Montessori in Dallas. And so from headlining major festivals 20 years ago to the relative obscurity of a recording studio, Tom continues to mature as an artist. In 2014, he returned to the road, and his new release, Adagio, features bass guitar legend Chuck Rainey and piano virtuoso Julie Bonk, who was Nora Jones's teacher. Wow. Just so you know. You got another one for us, Tom?
I sure do. I'm going to do a couple songs for you that I wrote this summer. Well, maybe technically this spring. I had some health challenges last year and this year, and went through a cancer journey last year, and went through chemotherapy this year. And right in the middle of my chemotherapy, right when I was just basically a couch potato because I couldn't do anything else, I was watching a lot of CNN, and it's right about when the news hit that George Floyd was murdered, and I was just glued to the TV and glued to those mesmerizing scenes of St. Paul and the protests that just spontaneously erupted, and it was heartbreaking to hear the story of those 8 minutes and 46 seconds. But it was so heartwarming to see all these people of different stripes and colors, shapes and sizes and persuasions and backgrounds, marching together. Because it was time, it's time. We just had enough. It's time. So I sat down on the couch and I was watching CNN, and I was trying not to, to do the things that you do when you're going through chemotherapy, and this phrase just came tumbling through my head, man, he lost his life over a $20 bill. It's a $20 bill. And before you know it, I started writing a song, and I wrote the words down as fast as I could. They just came tumbling out of me, and an hour later I'd written this song, and I just recorded it right quick because I was afraid I was going to forget it, and posted it on Facebook and YouTube, and woke up in the morning, and it just kind of taken off. And in the months since I wrote the song, over 150, 160 of my friends had recorded it as well. And here it is. It's called $20 Bill for George Floyd. Some people died for honor. Some people died for love. Some people died while singing to the heavens above. Some people died believing in the cross on Calvary Hill. Some people died blink of an eye for a $20 bill. Some people go out in glory with the wind at their back. Some get to tell their own story, write their own epitaph. Sometimes you see it coming, sometimes you don't know until you run out of breath with a knee on your neck for a $20 bill. Oh, brother, I never knew you. Now I never will. Oh, but I make this promise to you. I'll remember you still. Take, eat. This is the body. It's time to break the bread. Do this in remembrance, just like the good book said. Sometimes the wine is a sacrament, sometimes the blood is just spilled, sometimes the law is the devil's last straw, the future unfulfilled. Like the dream they killed. For a $20 bill.
Outstanding.
Great song, man.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Amazing.
How are we looking for time here? 7:11.
7-Eleven.
We yeah, I think we got time for one more song from you,
All right, good.
and then you'll be back at the end of the night, hopefully.
Yeah, I'll stick around.
Good.
I can't wait to hear everybody else. Well, I'll keep the introduction short to this next song. Before George Floyd was killed, there were protests around the country for a completely different reason, and that was because the country was shut down because nobody knew how to mitigate the virus, and then people were losing their jobs, and people were out of work, and people couldn't put food on the table, and they were protesting all over the country. And one of those protests, I noticed this woman holding up a sign of protest in Nashville saying, "Sacrifice the weak, reopen Tennessee." And I thought to myself, man, that's a death sentence for me. My docs kept telling me how I was immunocompromised because of the chemotherapy. And so I started writing a really sort of angry, vengeful song, and realizing that wasn't productive. And so I took a step back and I thought about the woman holding up the sign. And I thought, if that was me 12 years ago and I had lost my job and my then little girls didn't have any food to eat and I had no way of giving them food, I might be carrying the same sign. So it gave me a way to think about her, and I'd like to just encourage everybody to realize the people on the other side of the aisle, they're not our enemies. They are our brothers and sisters. They just think differently than we do, but there's a lot more that we have in common than that separates us. So this is for the woman holding up the sign. It's called Even You. You hold up your protest sign. It feels like the end of times. It's looking tough tonight in the land of the free. It's right on my Facebook feed, all there for the world to read. And my heart starts to bleed. So this is from me. Whoever you are, whatever you've done, it's nothing that you can't overcome. And whatever it is you're still going through, even so, even now, even you. The world makes us enemies, but that's not who you are to me. And I will still believe that we could be friends. I'm sure that you're struggling now. You know I am too, and how. So let's make a simple vow. It's not how this ends. Whoever you are, whatever you've done, it's nothing that you can't overcome. And whatever it is you're still going through, even so, even now, even you. When it's impossible to right the wrong, there's still a refuge where we both belong. And wherever that is, we'll make it through. Even so, even now, even you. Even so, even me, even you.
Beautiful.
That was so beautiful.
Sarah,
Thank
we're all in this together.
you, really are, and thank you for bringing it, just really bringing it home for us tonight.
My pleasure.
Thank you for that, Tom, and we'll look forward to hearing you again toward the end of the evening. It was inspiring.
Thank you.
Our next performer is a rising star in the folk scene who can bring you to tears, whether it's with her clever hilarity or detail-ridden, heart-wrenching ballads. A 2020 Kerrville New Folk finalist, among many other accolades. She says what a lot of people are thinking, but don't have the guts to say. Give it up, please, for Shanna in a dress.
Hey, Shanna!
Thank you. Man, with that intro, I want to play something gutsier, but in the middle of Tom's beautiful song, my cell phone rang and I answered it, and it was a guy fundraising for the Biden campaign. And I was like, I have the best excuse ever to leave this phone call. I'm in the middle of a fundraiser for the same thing, so I gotta go. And he was like, oh, get back to it. So, beautiful song. I have all the harmonies down, Tom, on Even You. Love that one. I'm gonna play you guys a song that was written in February when I was off in Guatemala, and there's this poem that the host of where I was staying had written called Te Veo, which means I see you. And I think that those simple 3 words are powerful in a way of, I should have planned what I wanted to say before I started talking, but being in Guatemala with these very impoverished communities made me feel like, wow, I knew you were here, but I never really knew that you were here and you were suffering until I looked at you and I saw you, and I felt this feeling of, wow, there are so many people that we don't see that we could. And that's what led to this song. Corn tortillas and a cold dirt floor. Quit school when her mama couldn't pay no more. 7 kids sleep in a single room. Her great-grandbabies will live here too. And I grew up on a golden throne, oblivious that I ruled my kingdom. Mom and Dad paid for my college. I could be anything I wanted. Invincible. I got lucky with the cards I'm dealt. Invisible is all that she's ever felt. I am but a whisper in a canyon, riptide pulls and I can't say no. Wet cement, I can make a handprint. We are a volcano. I am her and you are me. Don't have to be family. Making up the world we weave. We are the tapestry. We are. Hey, sola, como te llamas? I can make you a promise. Te veo, I see you. Somos iguales, me and you. Unbreakable, like stories etched in obsidian stone. Unthinkable that any of us should go it alone. I am but a whisper in a canyon, riptide pulls and I can't say no. Wet cement, I can make a handprint. We are a volcano. I am you and you are me. Don't have to be family. Making up the world we weave. We are the tapestry. We are. I see you, sisters, brothers. We're here to lift each other. I see you, sisters, brothers. We're here to love each other. I see you, sisters, brothers. We're here to hear each other. I see you, sisters, brothers. We're here to heal each other. We are.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
Yes, indeed. I had forgotten. I had the privilege of listening to you at Joe's Nautical open mic a few weeks ago, and you knocked me out, and you did just now too. So
It was
please
kind of
play
you
us
to
some more
say.
songs.
I'll play you more. Let's see if I can squeeze them in. This is one I wrote right at the beginning of that. I think shortly after Tom had released $20 Bill, I probably wrote this song. It was all anyone could think of, so it was all I could write about. And yeah, I feel like an important thing for us to all be waking up to. I don't want to be angry. If I really cared, would I be out there with a vengeful thirst? And I don't want to be divisive, but for once, what I want shouldn't come first. 'Cause I've been protected, no guns at my back, and did nothing to earn it. If I'm quiet, it just furthers the attack. I've been living my life in a blindfold, thinking I don't see colors when they're right under my nose. And it's not that simple to just take it off. There's scars from generations hidden under the cloth. When you're a fish in the bowl, it's hard to see the water, but now it's so dirty that we can't even breathe. I didn't see I was part of the pollution to martyrs of revolution. I'm sorry. Broken glass and broken bones are now lying in the street. Blood on the sidewalk's gonna stain until they whitewash it away next week. Oh, I've been protected, no knees on my neck. And if I ignore this, I've helped them kill the next. I've been living my life in a blindfold, thinking I don't see colors when they're right under my nose. And it's not that simple to just take it off. There's scars from generations hidden under the cloth. When you're a fish in the bowl, it's hard to see the water, but now it's so dirty that we can't even breathe. I didn't see I was part of the pollution. I don't know the solution, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We're gonna balance it
And we got time for one more from you.
I do. I'll play a short one. I lost my voice halfway through that lyric.
Ooh.
Oh no. We can't have that.
Oh.
All right, I was gonna play a different one, but it's long. And you know what? Honestly, in concerts like this, it can be easy to get low and slow. And I think this one we can use to bring us back up. I originally wrote it because I was just way over being single. But I think the refrain goes far beyond me and my poor dating life. And I think what this party stands for is, you know, if you lift others up, you will be lifted as well. It's not it's not you first, you know? So that's what I had to learn, and I will sing to you guys about. When I was just a little girl, my mama, she told me, someday you'll find yourself a husband, a family. I thought when I was wiser, maybe when I was older, I'd find someone to love me, maybe someone on the internet. So I bought myself a library of self-help books, practiced in the mirror all my sexy looks and thoughts to the universe that I'm supposed to send. But the ones who walked into my life just wanted to be friends. And I asked my mama, what's my problem? She said, you're going about it all wrong. She said, if all you want is love, you better give it away. It will come back to you like a boomerang, like a karma chameleon refrain. Like the tracks circle back below the train, it will come back, it will come back. If you give it away. So I came across a genie in a bottle and he told me, you don't need the body of a model. No, you only need to not treat your heart like a book of checks, as though the less you use it, the more rich you'll get. And I asked myself, what's my problem? Maybe I'm going about it all wrong. 'Cause if all you want is love, you better give it away. It will come back to you like a boomerang, like a karma chameleon refrain. Like the tracks circle back below the train, it will come back, it will come back. If you give it away. 'Cause love ain't money, no it won't run out. It'll come back to you if you give it out. Love ain't money, no it won't run out. It'll come back to you if you give it out. Love ain't money, no it won't run out. It'll come back to you if you give it out. Oh, if all you want is love, you better give it away. It will come back to you like a boomerang, like a karma chameleon refrain. Like the tracks circle back below the train, it will come back, it will come back. If you give it away.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
Beautiful.
so much.
It's beautiful.
Thanks for having me, you
love.
guys.
You got my love. And for people that want to hear more of you, I understand they can go to youtube.com/Shanna in address, yes?
Yes, and you can get a free live album over at shannainaddress.com. So
We'll be there later. Thanks again. Let's hear it for Shanna in address.
Hey, Gemma, thank you.
Hey.
Next, we have Matt Watroba, and he is a song leader, a songwriter, a custodian of American folk and roots music, and he is committed to getting the world to sing, one town at a time. He's shared his compassion for the music as a writer, a performer, a radio host for more than 30 years, with one goal in mind: to leave the audience feeling better than they did when they got there. Let's hear it from Matt Watroba.
Great to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much. Well, I think maybe what I'll do is give you a little preview of what I'm about to do. I've got these 3 songs. I'm going to start with Frustrated and Angry. I'm going to move quickly into Hopeful. And then I think I'll end with what I think might be the truth that Tom and Shanna already sort of landed on. So we'll start with a little Angry and Frustrated because this is the song that I wrote after the George Floyd incident. And I love the subtlety of Tom's song $20 Bill, and you'll find none of that in this particular song, none of that subtlety. with a gun in a grade school, a man with a gun in the pews, a high school in training for when bullets start raining, barely breaks into the news. When the speeches and outrage is over, when the thoughts and the prayers are exchanged, we're appalled and we're shocked that those guns are still cocked and not one of the laws have been changed. Where will you be when the smoke clears, when the rhetoric and screaming dies down, when the day-to-day work gets lost in the murk of our day-to-day lives on the ground? Who's there to ask the next question, to motivate, speak out, and inspire? Who will be there when the smoke clears, to hold all their feet to the fire? When a boy isn't safe to go running, when a man can't just drive down the road, when another life stops neath the foot of the cops, what else can you do but explode? There's one thing we all can remember as we search to find something to blame. This is for certain, the ones behind curtains all have addresses and names. Where will you be when the smoke clears, when the rhetoric and screaming dies down, when the day-to-day work gets lost in the murk of our day-to-day lives on the ground? Who's there to ask the next question, to motivate, speak out, and inspire? Who will be there when the smoke clears, to hold all their feet to the fire? Defeated, deflated, alone and frustrated, we tire and we start to lose hope. But the men of the hour who hold all the power could be gone with the cast of a vote. So who will be there when the smoke clears, when the screaming and rhetoric dies down, when the day-to-day work gets lost in the murk of our day-to-day lives on the ground? Who will there to ask the next question, to motivate, speak out, and inspire? Who will be there when the smoke clears, to hold all their feet to the fire? 'Cause who will be there when the smoke clears, to hold all their feet to the fire?
Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll all be there.
I have a feeling you all will be there. Yeah. So that was Frustrated. That was a little angry. I'd like to sing a song that gives me great hope. This was written by a friend of mine from Asheville, North Carolina, who I met doing the Swannanoa gathering. I teach for the Swannanoa gathering down near Asheville every summer during Traditional Song Week. And this young lady by the name of Sarah Lynch Thomason wrote this beautiful song and brought it to the song circle. And when I hear a young person write a song like this, it gives me hope as someone who is, in fact, considers himself a custodian for this music, somebody who's, devoted his life to it. It's in good hands with Shanna and people like that. That feels good. So this was written by Sarah Lynch Thomason, and it has so many repeating lines. It is in my nature, it is in my DNA to ask you to sing along. You can't do that if you're not muted, but you can certainly do that in Facebook land or YouTube land or on Zoom land. And if once you catch on to this, please join me in song. It feels so good to sing with each other, especially right now. So here's the way it goes. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more waters rising, they will find their way to me. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more fires burning, they will find their way to me. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know. There are more mountains falling, they will find their way to me. There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know. I will wade through the water, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the water, this I know. I will wade through the water when they find their way to me. I will wade through the water, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the water, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know. I will walk through the fire when they find their way to me. I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain when they find their way to me. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountain, this I know.
Yeah.
Beautiful, Matt. Very good. Oh. Very nice.
Thank you. Sarah Lynch Thomason, Saro is the way you spell her first name. Look her up. She's amazing. She just put out a new record with another fine young musician from that area by the name of Sam Gleaves. They just did a whole record of songs written by Cy Khan, all about women. In fact, my last CD, Cy asked me to do a bunch of his funny sing-along songs, and I had the great sense to release it the literal day before they shut the country down in March. So I have a whole box of those right over there if you'd like to look through them. This is a song that I'll close with, and again, thank you so much. It's a real honor to be part of this company and doing this for this cause. This is a song I wrote back in 2017 when I realized that half of my Facebook friends unfriended the other half of my Facebook friends. And this speaks directly to what Tom was saying on his last song. When I say the truth, what I mean is there's no doubt in my mind that underneath all those layers of thoughts and ideas, what we have in common is truth, is love, what some people may call God. And that is true of every human being. And I think, boy, we're going to have to remember that in a couple of weeks. Could you love me if I don't look at you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't look like you? Could you love me if I don't think like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't think like you? This life's a burning candle, and it would be a shame if we ignored the difference between the smoke and the flame. Could you love me if I don't pray like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I see myself in you? Could you love me if I don't pray like you? This moment is a miracle, so why not find a way to be here and be grateful that we share another day? Could you love me if I don't love like you? Is it deeper? Is it stronger? Something hidden, something true. If I stare a little longer, will I find myself in you? Could you love me if I am not like you?
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
What an honor.
Matt Watroba. The honor is ours, sir.
Thank you so much.
Because there are social Darwinists in Washington, and they think that the race will prosper if they cull out the weak, and they equate the poor with the weak, and the black and the colored, colors. So, they do it by dividing us,
They do.
by setting us against each other. So we need to get together and recognize who the real enemy is here.
That's right. And all these songs tonight are so very, very special for for all of us.
It is.
Thank you.
It's a great night. And so we're going to move along now. We just met our next performer a few weeks ago at the Catbird Cafe, which we manage every Saturday night. You can look it up at Catbird Cafe. And Chris is a folk singer who's been performing since the 70s, both as a soloist and as a member of The Morgans, with a Connecticut-based folk music group he co-founded with Don Sinetti in 1972. And they still perform Irish, Scottish, English, and American folk music, specializing in humorous songs. So please join me in listening to Mr. Chris Morgan.
Hey,
you.
Chris.
Yay, Chris.
Thank you. I'm going to start by singing a song called Pollution by Tom Lehrer, who I'm sure some of you know. And he wrote this in 1966 on NBC for a show called That Was the Week That Was. And he did a lot of his best work for that NBC show. Then in the 70s, he stopped writing satire. And somebody asked him why, and he said, I just realized that I could no longer compete with reality. So he, in fact, did stop writing satirical songs, although he kept writing songs for Sesame Street and other places, but he kind of stopped. I met him in the 1990s, and I got to sing several of the songs for him, including Pollution, which I'll sing for you. And at the end of it, he said, you should change the ending. I said, what do you mean? The ending's great. Because the ending says, the breakfast garbage you throw in the bay, they eat for lunch in San Jose. And I always loved that line. He said, no, I always tell people when they sing this, personalize it for your area. And so I did. So later. And then I had to change it again when I moved to where I am now. You'll see. If you visit a Mannequin City, you will find it very pretty. Just two things of which you must be aware. Don't drink the water and don't breathe the air. Pollution, pollution. They got smog and sewage and mud. And turn your tap and get hot and cold running crud. See the halibuts and the sturgeons are being wiped out in bar detergents. Fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly, but they don't last long if they try. Pollution, pollution. You can use the best toothpaste, and then rinse your mouth with industrial waste. Just go out for a breath of air, and you'll be ready for Medicare. The city streets are really quite a thrill. If the hoods don't get you, then an oxide will. Pollution, pollution, wear a gas mask and a veil. Then you can breathe, long as you don't inhale. Pollution, pollution, then wear a gas mask and a veil. Then you're alright, long as you don't inhale. Lots of things there for you to drink, but stay away from the kitchen sink. The breakfast garbage you toss into a pail. They eat for lunch in Roslindale. So go to the city, see the crazy people there, like lambs to the slaughter. They're drinking the water and breathing the air.
That's a great one.
Thank you.
Nice personalization.
It took me a while to find a rhyme for Roslindale.
You found it.
But try that on your own. It's fun. Or if you can come up with a city name or something wherever you live, just try to do it. So the other day, I realized that our president doesn't have a theme song. I thought, what a shame. So I thought I would write one. I was originally going to use Stairway to Paradise, but I think that Clinton's used that, so can't use that. So I thought, how about Stairway to Parasite? That might be more fitting. No, that's not going to work. I know. How about This Land Is My Land? So I wrote this in a dream to a sort of recognizable melody. And the chorus is like this. This land is my land, and only my land, from Mar-a-Lago to the Greenland island, to the redwood forests, to the dirty waters. This land was made for only me. For global warming, I'm misinforming. I drink the Kool-Aid and cut back school aid. I'll hold a rally in Yosemite Valley, 'cause this land was made for only me. This land is my land, and only my land, from Mar-a-Lago to the Greenland islands, from the deadwood forests to the dirty waters. This land was made for only me. I'm such a liar, with pants on fire. Hydroxychloroquine trumps any vaccine. I censored Fauci, 'cause he's too grouchy. This land was made for only me. I'll drink some Clorox, or maybe Botox. Get on my soapbox, call into Newsfox, and shout some falsehoods to that gang of no-goods. 'Cause this land was made for only hoods. This land is my land, and only my land, from Mar-a-Lago to the Greenland islands, from the deadwood forests to the dirty waters. Oh, this land was made for only me. The other night, dear, as I lay tweeting, I heard Blue Dogs call me the Messiah. Or did he really say pariah? Well, pariah is a great name for me now. This land is my land, and only my land, from Mar-a-Lago to the deadwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, or is it Sunoco waters? I can't remember. This land was made for you and me. And if we lose, then I'll ask Ivanka to put our booty in a small Swiss banka, and then we'll sell off all our stolen properties, 'cause I care for only little me. This land is my land, and only my land, from Mar-a-Lago to the Greenland island, from the deadwood forest to the dirty waters. This land was made for only me. If the lead for Biden begins to widen and I'm defeated, I'll feel so cheated. I'll throw a tantrum and take my toys and just leave. That's one thing you really can believe, or should you really? That's one thing you maybe should believe.
Oh, Chris. There's only one Chris Morgan.
Right on.
Thank you, thank you.
You got one more for us?
Sure, I'll be happy to do one more. My Uncle Jim, who lived in Ireland, in Dublin, told me about the time in 1917 when he was a gun runner for the IRA. And he said it was deadly serious stuff and very frightening. He had rifles underneath his overcoat and he'd go past the British police. And so he always liked this song, The Patriot Game. It's a song that whose music, I think Dylan used this music in, I can't remember the other song, but this is the classic Irish protest song.
With God on our side.
With God on our side, thank you. Come all you young rebels. That might be a little low. Let me go a bit. No, that's not. The older you go, the fewer notes you can go up and down to, I've decided. Come all you young rebels, and listen while I sing. For the love of this one's country is a terrible thing. It banishes fear with the speed of a flame, and it makes us all part of the Patriot game. My name is O'Hanlon, I just turned 16. My home is in Mannequin, that's where I was weaned. I learned all my life through old England to blame. So now I am part of the Patriots game. This island of ours has for long been half free. 6 counties are under John Bull's tyranny, but still De La Vera is greatly to blame for shirking his part in the Patriots game. They told me how Conley was shot in his chair. His wounds from the fighting, all bloody and bare. His fine body twisted, all battered and lame. They soon made him part of the Patriots game. It's nearly 2 years since I wandered away, and with the local battalion of the bold array, for I dread of my heroes, and I wanted the same, to play out my part in the Patriot game. And now as I lie here, my body all holds, I think of those traitors who bargained and sold, and I wish that my rifle had given the same to those quislings who sold out Patriots game.
Great, Chris.
Chris Morgan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks.
Well, we've got Garrett Swain still to come, but before we do that, I wanted to talk to you about election night. As you know, this is our 9th concert in this series, and we're planning a live event on the night of the election, and that's going to begin at 8 o'clock as Eastern time, as the polls close in the east. We have invited each artist who's performed over the last 9 weeks, over the 10, 11 weeks that we're going to have, to come back and perform a song on this show. And we'll also have timely updates and breaking news with the results of important elections all over the country. So you want to be here for that. Election night.
We have a comedy person, right? Well, Christine Lavin. Isn't Christine Lavin joining us?
I didn't write that down.
Wait, what?
I didn't write down Christine Lavin. Yeah, so we're having a comedy special to open the night with Christine
With
Lavin.
Christine Lavin, okay.
Lighten things up. I'm sorry, I forgot to write that down.
Yeah, I'm on a need-to-know basis here.
That's right. And don't forget it.
Around about 9 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
About 9 o'clock for Christine?
Yeah.
Okay, and then also you will have Joe Jenks, the mighty Chris Lee.
This is next week, not
That's
the,
next week.
Oh, this is next week. I'm sorry. Next week, folks, we will have Joe Jenks, Chris Lee, Brian Cartwright, Jennifer Evans, Sherman Whipple, and Stuart Marcus. So you want to be here for that, and then the week after that for election night, when we'll have some chuckles.
And we hope some joy and celebration.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, you know, depending on how the election goes, we might be back.
Well, we did say until we have a new president.
That's right.
Harold Stassen, he's dead, but he's still a safe bet.
Okay. So Garrett is a master song craftsman. He's widely recognized for his expressive voice, his tasty guitar licks, and his presence, his comfortable presence on stage. He writes political songs, personal songs. Some are funny, some are sad. So you usually leave a Garrett Swain show touched on some level, and with his songs resounding in your mind on the way home. So join me in welcoming Garrett Swain.
Garrett, great to see you, my friend.
Thank you, Neil. It's good to be here. Participating in such a worthy cause, I have been kind of dreaming of November 3rd in various ways for since the last election. Anyway, this is to start things off, this is a little song I wrote called Fake News. around the world they feel it. There's something in the air. You can't quite put your finger on it, but the signs are everywhere. There's a plague descending, a darkness falling, and madness rules the earth. And we can't believe the news each morning, it's always getting worse. Now who's the man behind the curtain? Who's the source behind it all? Only the devil knows for certain, but we can guess where the blame must fall. Divide the people, scare the people, that's the way it's done. If you fool the people, you rule the people. Politics 101. Our people shake their heads and wonder, how could we have been so blind? Did we really make this blunder, or was our real choice undermined? Make a promise, break a promise, what difference does it make? But when truth don't matter and facts don't matter, all the news is fake. Oh, the hoax is not the virus. That's what you said, but it wasn't true. And the hoax was not collusion. No, the only real hoax is you. So that's my story, my allegory. Make of it what you will. But it's not your average fake news story. No, this one is for real.
Okay.
Great. Says it all.
This next song was I actually wrote a version of this song in 2012. I seem to kind of be rewriting this song every time there's a new administration, and it was called Reset Button. And so this is kind of my updated version of that song. Also, coincidentally, in the key of D minor, which I find to be the saddest of all keys. It's called Reset Button. Life in America too. You know what? I think I'm gonna raise this. I'm gonna raise the pitch of it. Where's my? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Take two here. Okay, here we go. Reset button. Take two.
It fits.
Life in America 2020. Jokes about viruses, they're really not funny. We just hold our breath, hope tomorrow is sunny, 'cause that's what life has become. Oh, Trump's in the White House, lying's in fashion, face masks and alcohol, all being rationed. But don't say too much, you send the stock market crashing. Too late, it's already begun. Oh, somebody please hit the reset button. Jump out of this basket, 'cause we're going to hell. We lost all our virtue, the things we once stood for. Whatever we stand for right now is hard to tell. The imbecile king from his fake golden tower, petty, vindictive, drunk with his power, he issues decrees that change with the hour. I don't recognize what we become. Oh, somebody please hit the reset button. Jump out of this basket, 'cause we're going to hell. We've lost all our virtue, the things we once stood for. Whatever we stand for right now is hard to tell. Conspiracy theories of deep state betrayal, the people behind them should all be in jail. But the Justice Department is now up for sale, and that's so nothing will be done. Oh, somebody please hit the reset button. Jump out of this basket, 'cause we're going to hell. We've lost our direction, the things we once stood for. Whatever we stand for right now is hard to tell. Is hard to tell. Is hard to tell.
Lovely.
Great,
Outstanding.
great. Thank you.
Well, for my song, I was trying to decide what to do. Should I do the funny one? Should I do the serious one? I finally decided I'm just going to do whatever I please. For indeed, that is the name of the song, Whatever I Please. And it's a song about the First Amendment, and God bless the First Amendment. And actually, this should be sung in a huge stadium to a huge political rally. And so try to imagine that as you're singing from home. You see, we can't unmute everybody and let you sing from home because it'll all be unsynced. But if you just sing at home, it'll all happen well. Basically, the song goes like this.
Are you going to introduce your charming?
Yeah, I will. I'm going to introduce my lovely partner, who will actually sing your part. But I'm going to teach the folks their part at first. It goes like this. I'm going to sing, whatever I please. You go, whatever I please, whatever I please, whatever I please. And just do that, and we'll all get out of here safe. I promise you. So now, introducing, I'd like to
roll me over.
I'm going to roll over this gal here, who is my lovely partner, Joanne, and she's going to sing the backup part. And there she is. And so, can you turn it? So,
yep.
There we go. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
Wait, I just don't want it.
Now, I am not a singer, so.
Which proves that anybody can do it.
On video.
If Joanne can do it, anybody can sing along. This is what called Whatever I Please. Now I was born and I grew up in the good old USA, and the lessons that I learned in school I remember to this day. I learned that we had certain rights, certain civil liberties, and my favorite is that I can say whatever the hell I please. Now no one in the government can tell me what to say. They can't shut me up or make me change my tone in any way. They might not like to hear it, they might feel ill at ease, but they can kiss my ass, I'll say whatever the hell I please. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Don't need permission from the authorities. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Oh, I can say whatever the hell I please. So if I don't like our president, or I think he's lost his mind, if I think he's a two-bit con man who ought to be serving time, I'm entitled to that opinion, though my father disagrees. So I love you, Paul, but I'll still say whatever the hell I please. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
I'd rather we were led by chimpanzees. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Oh, I can say whatever the hell I please. So if you think all the Democrats want to do is tax us more, or if you think all Republicans are out to screw the poor, or if you want to lodge a protest just by dropping to one knee, well, it's all free speech and you can say whatever the hell you please. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
But we got to speak our mind in times like these. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Oh, I can say whatever the hell I please. Now I wonder who it was who changed that word from hell to heck. The first recorded attempt at being politically correct, I suppose. If people are offended by such mild vulgarities, well, bless their hearts and they can say whatever the heck they please. But I might just piss them off and sing whatever the fuck I please. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
I won't get caught in trivialities. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Oh, I can say whatever the hell I please. Now, freedom of expression is a very precious thing. Keeps our dimwit president from behaving like a king. They tried so hard to shut us down and drive us to our knees. But I'll keep speaking out and say whatever the hell I please. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Got to speak our mind in times like these. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Oh, I can say whatever the hell I please. Now I know this song is kinda long and the ending's overdue, but if you don't think it's long enough, you can add a verse or two. Just keep the basic chorus and remember, don't change keys. And you don't need my permission to say whatever the hell you please. Whatever I please, whatever I please.
Whatever I please.
But don't fall back on dull banalities. Whatever I please,
Whatever I please,
whatever I please.
whatever I please.
Oh, I can say whatever the hell I please. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I can say whatever the hell I please. That goes for all of us. Yeah, I can say whatever the hell I please. Don't forget to vote, folks. Thank you very much.
Excellent, Garrett.
Garrett Swain, sisters and brothers.
Backup
Garrett,
singing, Joanne.
fantastic. You persuaded me to show an anagram I made out of Donald Trump's name now that you've opened the floodgates. If you rearrange the letters in Donald Trump, you get Damn Turd Paul.
Lift it up, lift it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
I love it.
Yeah, right, please.
No charge.
And of course, it all has to do with our precious First Amendment, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We can't let that go.
That's it.
Right.
Good song. Great backup singer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, you're great.
That was really funny.
By the way, I'm doing another Zoom concert in
Swainettes.
half an hour, and I don't know how to tell you what the post is.
You're,
Yeah,
when's your Zoom concert?
see me around the neighborhood.
All right.
Yeah,
And
it is.
hopefully you'll come and play at the Catbird some Saturday night.
You'll fit
Same
right
with
in
all
there.
of you. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep compassion and understanding in my heart and try to remember that, we're not Republicans and Democrats. We're not white and black. We're not gay and straight. We're not male and female. We're all Americans. We're all in this together.
Citizens of the world.
And the world. Yeah, that's right.
Wait, Ron.
So that's all I got to say. So what I'd like to do now is bring Tom Passatarao back and so that he can bring it all home.
Hey.
Ron,
Wow.
Oh, what is it?
I'm gonna do a song. Oh, this guitar is it's got sympathetic vibrating strings. You might know.
Ah,
This is an old folk song. I didn't write it, but even if you're muted, you could sing along. You probably know it. It's about a dream of a better world, a world that's right around the corner. I believe that to be true. Last night I had the strangest dream I ever had before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war. I dreamed I saw a mighty room, and the room was filled with men, and the paper they were signing said they'd never fight again. And when the paper was all signed and 1,000,000 copies made, they all joined hands and bowed their heads, and thankful prayers were prayed. And the people on the streets below were dancing round and round with their guns and swords and uniforms all scattered on the ground. Last night I dreamed the strangest dream I ever had before. I dreamed the world had all agreed to put an end to war.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
that was stunning.
That's beautiful.
And what a beautiful sound, too.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
It
amazing.
sounds like a sitar.
Yeah, that's the idea.
You got one more for us.
Call that thing, Tom? What's the thing that? Is it an add-on?
It's an add-on, yeah. It's an add-on to. It was by this sitar repair guy in the Bay Area named Amber Godden, and his brother was a guitar player. And his brother said, "Hey, can you make my guitar sound like a sitar?" And he did this for his brother, and then he started making a limited number of them. You kind of have to ship your guitar to a sight unseen, and it gets back to you, you know, in a couple months, and it is what it is. It's a beast to play, but it's beautiful.
Sounds awesome.
Thank you. Well, do you want to? Did I hear you wanted another song?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, it's a song I wrote in July with the daughter of one of the heroes of mine. Pierce Pettis is, I think, one of the greatest American songwriters of any era, but especially of this era. And his daughter is Grace Pettis, who's an amazing songwriter in her own right. She just got a record deal. And she's also part of this super group called Nobody's Girl, and they're making big waves. So I noticed Grace on her Facebook page had written a little post to her husband about all the changes this year, you know, and all the personal changes they've gone through, you know, moving house and all that stuff. And she said, "Well, you know, honey, this is the year of losing things." And I commented on her page, I said, "I want to hear that song." And so she got back with me right away, and she said, "Let's write it together." And we started texting lines back and forth, and we wrote the song the next day. It's called The Year of Losing Things. And thank you so much for listening. It's been my pleasure to be here. Go out and vote. Donate to Biden-Harris. The world needs it. Been losing hope, losing sleep. About lost my mind in the dark and deep. Lost track of time, there goes spring. This is the year of losing things. The ICUs and the I can't breathe. St. Jude, won't you pray for me? Won't you help us to believe? 'Cause this is the year of losing things. Somewhere along this road I lost my way. The trail went cold. What good does it do to gain the world and lose my soul? About to lose my patience, lose my faith. Lose my keys to the pearly gates. I guess nothing's safe as it seems in this year of losing things. This is the year of losing things. Well, I lost some friends in the black and blue. The ones that swear it's all fake news. And if they all think less of me, well, this is the year of losing things. Way down in the rabbit hole, that's where the truest colors show. Guess we'll find out what next year brings. After the year of losing things, and I'll miss your body in my bed, and your vibrato in my head, and all the songs we used to sing. But this is the year of losing things. This is the year of losing things. This is the year of losing things.
awesome.
Yeah, it is
Whoa.
Beautiful, Tom.
amazing. Garrett Swain.
So much.
Oh,
Tom Prasad
will be.
Rao.
Excellent.
I was looking at next week's. What?
That's Tom Prasad Rao, not Garrett Swain.
Right.
Oh, it's somebody.
It's always somebody.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Yes,
What an honor to be here.
inspiring. It was
Really.
inspiring, and I appreciate what you've done for us tonight. And
Yeah.
also, I want to thank everybody else, Shanna and Matt and Chris and Garrett, for sharing your wisdom with us. And so I want to remind you that next week is when we have, once again, just to clear up confusion that I may have sowed. Next week, we've got Joe Jenks, Chris Lee, Brian Cartwright, Jennifer Evans, Sherman Whipple, and Stuart Marcus. And then the week after that, on November 3rd, beginning at 8 o'clock EDT, we're going to have our election night celebration or whatever it is. And in the meantime, please, and you folks on YouTube, please donate to Musicians for the Greater Good. This has been our This Land is Our Land concert series, and you can go to the Biden-Harris campaign. What? Wait.
No, you can
Go through us to musiciansforthegreatergood.org or secureactblue.com/donate/MGG20. So we recommend you go for musiciansforthegreatergood.org.
Go to the donate button.
And
It's a
give
lot
us some
easier.
money, and before the night is over, that money will have reached the Biden-Harris campaign through Act Blue. That's all I got to say, and thanks again, everybody.
Very
Great
fine.
to be a part of this. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so
It's
much.
more than wonderful. Arrivederci, America.
All right. Thanks a
All right,
lot.
everybody.
Thanks, Stephen and
Thanks,
Kathy.
Tom.
Everybody, thanks so much to each and every one of you.
Well,
Take care.
Love you all.
Thanks, Chris.
What a great night.
really
Thanks,
was.
Karen and Neil and everybody.